PlayStation.
Where the hell's the speaker on this thing?
You're so stupid.
Oh, jeez. There it is.
Beyond! Give me a Beyond.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 161. The ravishing Ryan Clements is giving us a little K-pop, I'm guessing?
Yes, this is K-pop.
K-pop, of course.
All right.
I'm your host, Greg Miller. This is IGN.com's official PlayStation podcast. Every Thursday, we pump out the news and into your ear, and you enjoy it because you're just weird. As I said, ravishing Ryan Clements.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good. I want to tell you, you look awesome today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Good. Ryan Clements has been working out. He's been running. He's been eating healthy. He's been doing stuff. He takes care of his hair now. He bought some cool shirts.
Okay.
It's paying off. The outfit, it's coming together.
Thank you.
Like in the beginning, it was jarring because that wasn't what you normally wore. You know what I mean? And now it looks right. It looks normal.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm alongside the guide's guru, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond. How am I looking?
You're looking just like you and I should look. Yeah.
Okay.
You and I don't work out. You and I don't work out. We wear sporting clothes to support our teams we no longer live by.
Colin, you're not even really like, you think you're fat, but you're not. So.
Well, I'm fat about the stomach, and I'm fat about.
Just because you have a little extra weight doesn't make you fat, though.
I'm overweight. Even my doctor told me I was overweight.
When do you see a doctor?
Like maybe 4 months ago
That's
or so.
crazy. And you go to the doctor and you're sick. You're healthy. It's crazy talk. As I said, it's the PlayStation podcast. I want to, welcome all the new people here. Again, we're giving away this week full game God of War Ghost of Sparta and Costume Quest. Two huge downloadable games you'll be getting. We give away codes throughout the show. We'll give away one now. And then we have a new idea on how we're going to give away codes so as to make it more fair for the kids who usually cry about it. So don't worry about it too much. Here is the God of War Ghost of Sparta code. 3R BG H4NM KD90. Here's a Costume Quest code. TFFB H3NF LKQQ.
Very nice.
Now the question is the very first person who listens to this podcast going to be quick enough to get both of those codes?
Oh
that,
my
I can't imagine, right?
No.
If I was listening, I'd go for the second one because they'd be like, they fell for the first one.
Right.
Made down, go past it, right?
You got to strategize.
Yeah, man.
I think we got a good show on tap for you, like we always do here on Podcast Beyond. So let's start it with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news.
Oh,
that was nice.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Colin wrote this week's Roper Report.
Yeah.
No word if there's some jokes in here.
There isn't. Yeah, I'm not funny.
Did you want
whatever.
to, just for the new listeners, do you want to describe where the Roper Report came from?
Sure.
Okay.
People who are just joining us, of course, we used to have a guy named Chris Roper who did the Roper Report, and then he left. And we voted, and Podcast Beyond is a show by the people for the people, and the people did not want the Roper Report changing names. So the Roper Report lives on to this day as the Roper Report. Forever. And until we all get fired and they bring in someone new, and then they're like, I'm not even going to call it Podcast Beyond anymore. It's the Bizzle.
Blasphemy.
It's the Thursday Bizzle.
Blasphemy.
PlayStation News. And they have a soundboard.
Thursday
The PlayStation Morning Zoo.
Welcome to IGN's Thursday PlayStation Bizzle.
All right. Number one on the Roper Report. Call of Duty Black Ops has sold 5.6 million copies in 24 hours, generating $360 million in revenue. That beats the 4.5 million copies and the 310 million in revenue by Modern Warfare last year.
310 million.
Yeah,
That's
I got
huge.
caught up on the millions. That's a big one.
Congrats to Treyarch.
That's more than, I read this on the Twitter from IGN. That's more than Iron Man made domestically when it was in theaters.
Nice.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
That's a lot of money.
Good for them.
How many copies have you guys bought?
0.
Yeah, 0. Nate gave me
Have
one.
you been playing it? Have you played it?
I played it yesterday. I was actually having some trouble with my HDMI cable, so I only played like one stage, but it's cool. It's gritty. I like what I wrote about it on Facebook today. I like what I'm happy Treyarch's doing well. Yeah, I mean I like World at War and I like what they did with even Wolverine and stuff like that. So I think they're a cool studio. They get a lot of hate for no reason. They don't make bro shooters, as I like to call them, which is
They
cool.
didn't do Wolverine.
No, yeah, I don't.
The X-Men.
Origins, the Wolverine game?
Yeah, they did.
No, that was Raven Software.
yeah.
Oh, Raven, right. I'm confused. I was reading about Raven this morning.
Don't worry. Treyarch, they were involved with Spider-Man back then.
Right, Spider-Man. That's what I'm thinking of.
Anyway.
Web of Shadows, right? A lot of people didn't. That was
Probably,
the one. That's what I'm getting confused. Yeah, and I'm glad that they're doing well because I like their shooters and I just feel bad for them. I think about before Infinity Ward imploded, like people like talking crap about them all the time on the internet, and like these guys read this stuff and they're like totally capable game creators and stuff like that, and it's just because Infinity Ward makes bro shooters that everyone wants to play or whatever, and these guys make grittier games. So I'm glad that they're kind of taking.
Well, this one's kind of a bro shooter too.
I don't really look at it as
well. What's your definition of a bro shooter?
Well, I made this. So I totally invented this term like this morning.
Yeah.
And Mark Ryan and I were talking about it, and he's like, so basically it's all the shooters you like are not bro shooters.
Exactly.
And I was like, no, I'm like, and that's why I think I got confused with Raven, because I was like, I really like Raven. I like Singularity and like their take on Wolfenstein and stuff like that. Even back in the day, like Soldier of Fortune and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I look at games like Killzone as not being a bro shooter, and I look at games that don't give you historical context as kind of being bro shooters. Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 are like easy to digest for a lot of people as far as story are concerned. They're kind of over the top.
Halo's a bro shooter.
Yeah, I would think Halo is a bro shooter too.
Okay.
But like.
So the shooters that don't sell well are not bro shooters.
Yeah, it just sounds like there's a lot of conflicting design elements in those different games that you named.
Well, the thing that Mark Ryan and I were trying to like isolate or whatever when I like kind of came up with this term this morning was. Treyarch's shooters put you in historical context or whatever, and I don't think people like to be pigeonholed like that or whatever, and I think it's hard for a lot of people to digest. And with World War II and now the Cold War, as opposed to Modern Warfare brings you kind of into future combat or whatever, things that never happened or whatever. So, I don't know. It's just, he's probably right. It's probably just shooters that I don't like are bro shooters, basically.
I played a lot of Black Ops. I took it home for a night and put in a bunch of hours on it and tried everything. That's fun. It scratched my itch, though, and I was done.
Wait.
I was kind of like, okay.
You didn't beat it?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I saw your tweet about it the other day.
Yeah, a lot of people thought
I'd beat it. You can follow
it.
Greg at Game Over Greggy
on
the Twitters.
Can. Yeah. I put up that, and I'm done with Black Ops. See you next year, Call of Duty.
That's why I thought you had finished it in one night.
No. I have such a low threshold for those games that I was very like, I want to play that, and I got it, and I played through more than half the campaign. I don't know where I left off, and then I jumped into multiplayer, and then I tried zombies, and I was kind of like, I've seen everything. That's enough for me. You know what I mean? Like I will go back to the Killzone beta. I was having more fun there. I don't know. I enjoy that world more than usually.
I was hoping we could play zombies together.
We still could. I don't care.
I'm playing through on veteran, so it's going to take me a little while, but
yeah.
I do want to beat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up next on Colin's Roper Report is Sackboy's prehistoric moves, that was in quotes, sorry. Sackboy's prehistoric moves, an upcoming PlayStation 3 game. The Australian Classification Board, a habitual great source for unannounced upcoming games, has apparently outed it. It's listed as being developed by Media Molecule and Supermassive, with the publisher listed as SCEE, which is, of course, Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. This makes perfect sense since Little Big Planet is Media Molecule's baby, while Supermassive already has 2 move-centric games under its belt. Interesting news?
Yeah, it's definitely real. I mean, it's just a matter of if they talk about it or not, because those, like the Australian board for some reason is like an awesome source when you read about games as much as we do.
Well, yeah, I mean, so is the ESRB. I mean, people try to sneak that stuff in, just can't.
I think even Mega Man 10 was leaked by Australia. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you know, if Media Molecule's got their hands on it, then it's probably going to be pretty good.
Those crazy Aussies.
It's interesting to see them. I mean, granted, it's a working title right now, but Sackboy's prehistoric move is what they have for the classification board. It's weird that it doesn't have Little Big Planet in there at all.
Yeah.
Because you figure that's like, you know, the touchstone. That's why people stick around with the Call of Duty or the Modern Warfare and just put numerals to it or whatever. Even a colon, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. You know what I mean? You want to keep that name people know.
You're right. Yeah.
Interesting. But I mean, Sackboy himself, you know, people know him. He's a cute little guy. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see if this is the move title for not hardcore gamers, but I mean something more for, you know, the crowd that had a PS3 before the move came around. You know what I mean? People who were really into it.
Right.
We'll see.
We will. We know nothing right now. It's over in Australia. Chances are, you know, some kangaroo dingo was hopping around and dropped this by mistake, and now look what happens. The Prime Minister's out there in his inner tube screaming at people.
They deliver their mail by kangaroo.
And dingo.
Oh, man.
Next up. Big news. Mass Effect 2 on PS3. Details have finally emerged. Mass Effect 1 can't come to PS3 because it was originally published by Microsoft. So BioWare has created an interactive comic that will catch ignorant gamers up on the events of the first game and allow them to make choices in the comic that will affect how the second game plays.
Nice.
The comic will be exclusive to the PS3 version of the game and will only be available through the Cerberus network. Additionally, the PS3 version of the game will come bundled with 3 pieces of DLC. Layer of the Shadow Broker, right?
Yeah,
Project Overlord, and Kazumi, Stolen Memory, which I know Steimer reviewed and loved. These all got reviewed, but I believe that was the one that people liked the most.
No, Lair of the Shadow Broker was the best.
Oh, sorry, I got that wrong.
Kasumi is really good. It's just I don't think it was considered the best.
My apologies. Thank you very much for correcting.
You're welcome.
Players can also download 2 more DLC packs, the Zaid and Firewalker, through the Cerberus network once the game is released, along with some other interesting DLC.
Yeah, there's a bunch of DLC that they said that will be available. I'm not really sure.
Probably costumes and stuff. Remember that was a big thing when Mass Effect came out originally.
Right.
That's awesome that all that DLC is immediately available. And that here's my problem with the comic though. I don't like that it's available only off the Cerberus network, which means if you're not familiar with this, kids, when you put the game in, you start at Mass Effect. There's this little Cerberus network there that, like, from the main menu, you can go and download all this content and stuff like that. Sounds fine, but I'd much rather the week before Mass Effect 2 comes out, release the comic on PSN so I can build my thing there. Because once I get the game, I want to jump into the game. I don't want to sit there and
That'd be
paste
cool.
a comic.
Well, maybe since EA is behind, obviously the publisher behind Mass Effect, and they did this with Dead Space with their puzzle game, or maybe they'll get catch a hint, or maybe they're intending to do that and they just haven't announced it yet, which would be pretty cool.
Well, we just said it on Podcast Beyond, so I'm sure they're listening. They'll
right
change it around. They'll make sure that happens.
I wonder how many actual industry people listen to the show.
We know the people who made Rogue Warrior listen. And that makes me happy. That's
Wait,
all
really?
I need. Yeah, that's all I need.
Oh,
Were you here
did
for
not
that
know
email?
that.
Maybe you were off that week. Yeah, one of the Rogue Warrior developers wrote in and said that they all just got such a huge kick because we talk about the game every show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it made them happy. Yeah, so I'd say get it out early. But still, all that DLC that you can still go while you're doing the main quest, that's going to be great. A comprehensive Fallout New Vegas patch is forthcoming. It's currently under certification testing and should be available soon. What's it going to do, Colin?
It's needed.
What are you talking about? You love that game.
I do.
You love that puzzle where you have to wear the hat or the game crashes.
Yeah. So there's this awesome. There's just random. Now, all right. Let me preface this by saying
dial it back some.
That I have defended the game, and I continue to defend the game because the scope of it is so vast, and there's so many permutations of what's going on at any given time that it's probably a really difficult thing to effectively bug test a game like that. And I actually give them credit for making the game even run, because there's just so much crap going on at any given time, anywhere you go, and the game functions. So I mean, that's cool. That's not an excuse, but I mean, it's cool that they make a game so fast or whatever. But there's a bug. Spoilers.
Oh no.
Okay, there's a bug involved in one of the side quests called Debt Collector. And in Debt Collector,
the bug is called Debt Collector. Crazy.
The side quest is called Debt Collector. Greg.
I tell you, sometimes.
And so in Debt Collector, you have to go after all these dudes that owe this casino money or whatever. And then at the end of the side quest, you go back to the casino to collect your money, and the owner, the proprietor of the casino, says the old bounty hunter that used to work for them and do this kind of work is mad and he wants to kill you or whatever. So you have to go confront him, and they want you to kill him. So you go find him on the strip, and you can either take his hat from him and let him go, and they just give him the hat and be like, he died.
Here's proof he's dead.
Yeah, or you can kill him and take his hat. So I killed him because he was a douchebag. And I took his hat and I took it back to the people. It's the old cowboy hat. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is if you kill this guy on the strip, when you go back to the strip, the game crashes. And this happens every time. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I went on Google. And, you Google things, you don't really think anything's going to come back. I Google, Fallout New Vegas strip crash.
Hat.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know what the problem was. And there's a billion things coming up about it. I'm like, what the hell is the problem? And they're like, so here's the thing. If you kill the guy in Debt Collector side quest, the game will crash. The way around this is to wear the old cowboy hat. And if you wear the old cowboy hat when you go back onto the strip, the game renders and it's totally fine and it works fine.
So you have to wear a cowboy hat.
Now here is the problem. All right, except for if you give the cowboy hat to them, you can't get that cowboy hat back, and there are only 2 other ones in the entire game. I bought one of them and it broke. And then I bought the other one that's in some random place like Crimson Caravan Company or something. And you have to be really careful. If that breaks and this patch doesn't fix that, the game's broken and you can't go back to the strip. And without going to the strip, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I hope that particular problem is fixed on this patch, amongst other things. But honestly, I played the game extensively. This week I've just been running around going to locations, trying to make my life a little easier by making it a little harder right now, so it's easier later, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. And the game's only crashed on me twice the entire time I've been playing it, so that's actually pretty good compared to Fallout 3. So
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You enjoy it? I mean, I know guide writing is a bitch, but do you Fallout New Vegas in general a good game?
I think it's better than Fallout 3.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That's one of my Christmas break games. I dive in when I have a lot of time.
I think you're gonna like it. It's just very extensive, very, very, very extensive compared to Fallout 3.
Quick question: Are we doing anything for Thanksgiving here in the Bay Area for those that aren't going home? Greg, you always put together these big events, these big galas.
Yeah, me and Jim are throwing Caroling Christmas annual party number 2.
Right. Is there any Thanksgiving plans?
Thanksgiving, I'll be in Chicago, where I'm throwing the IGN meet and greet at Portillo's Saturday, November 27th. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Come to Portillo's, Glendale Heights, the corner of Bloomingdale Road and Gary. No, yes? Oh man, that's embarrassing. I got ahead of myself, but I haven't lived there in a couple dozen years, so whatever. Yeah, Bloomingdale and Gary, I do believe that's right. No. Bloomingdale and North Avenue. Thank you. That's what I'm confused.
There it
Jeez.
is.
Oh, my God. Glendale Heights, Portillo's, Bloomingdale and North Avenue. 11:30 is what I'm saying. I've not talked to the Portillo's people at all. I'm going to try to get the party room. If not, we will just have 1 million people in the middle of Portillo's, which doesn't matter because there's tables everywhere. So there you go. Come meet me and get some games. Squares.
Do you think I could maybe get stashed into your luggage?
Yeah, you can expense a trip there, I think. It's something to do. It's a write-off for us. Whatever.
Can I expense a trip there? I don't
Let's
think
see why
so.
not. We'll talk to Parrish for this. Hey, we're throwing a meet and greet. We want Ryan Clements there. Seems easy. You can come and have Thanksgiving with my family. Then Sunday you can come tailgate.
That'll be awkward.
What are you talking about?
Well, they won't want me there.
You're
I'm some
crazy.
random guy.
You want me to call my mom right now?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, we're calling her. Hold on.
Oh, jeez.
Here, take on the next news story while I do this.
Okay. Just as a random aside, I'm having Thanksgiving here with some friends from college. If you don't need a place to be.
Oh, that won't be awkward.
Well,
random friends.
They're friends.
You're missing out on the fans. The fans are going to be there.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Let
Let
me have options so I know, because I might not be able to afford to go out to Chicago.
Again, expensive.
Yeah, well, where would I stay?
At my mom's house with me.
That's too much of an imposement.
No, and then Sunday we're going to the Bears game, but we're not going. We didn't get all the Bears tickets, so we're not all going to the game, but we're going to all tailgate out at Soldier Field. Doesn't that sound like fun? Chicago on the lakefront, end of November. I'm sure it won't be cold. It'll be great. Right,
well, I am from Buffalo, so.
True. Yes, you are.
Below 0, because that's how cold it is there.
Yes, it is. Let's wait.
Don't say that it's confirmed or anything.
No, I know.
All right. Do you want me to put my headset over there?
No, I got it.
All right. This is going to be really awkward.
This is Jamie.
Hey, Mom, it's Greg Miller from IGN. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Good. You're on Podcast Beyond. Okay, yeah. Hey, if Ryan Clements came home with me for Thanksgiving, would that be okay?
No.
Oh, well, I misread this situation.
Of course, your friends are always welcome.
All right, we're going to try to get him an expensive trip out there to come to the Portillo's meet and greet.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Great. He's always welcome.
All right, good.
Aw.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right,
Thank you.
You're cool. Bye. There it goes. See, now it's confirmed. We're all set.
That would have been so funny if
No,
you stuck
click.
with the no.
All right. What do you got for me? What's the next on the report?
You want one
Yeah,
to
you
start?
give me one. You toss out I'll be you for a change.
This one I thought was interesting. That came out today, I think. MTV has announced that they are putting rock band developer Harmonix up for sale.
Interesting.
Now, I think this is actually a really heads-up move on their part, a really business-savvy move, because
You think music are done?
Well, I don't think they're done. I just think music games are stagnant, and Harmonix is not going to make the amount of money that they were making in previous years or whatever, unless the next big innovation comes up. So now is the time to sell them while it's still there seems to be some promise with them. They can still turn a profit. So I think that's a really heads-up.
You think
play
Sony
on
should
their
buy
part.
them?
No. I don't think I wouldn't buy Harmonix.
Should we? Well, that was my next question.
Wait, it's Harmonix that's up for sale?
Harmonix, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the current. Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
confused with
thinking of
Guitar Hero,
Neversoft,
all that jazz.
Neversoft.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that, but it's Harmonix.
Harmonix, the
oh
big
my
guys.
Goodness.
It's a super heads-up play on that. I really believe that. Like it's cool because if they waited like a year and did this next year when like really music games are really in the doldrums or whatever, then they're not going to get a good price for Harmonix. So,
Man,
and they're a one-trick
So who do
pony.
you think buys them? You think EA buys them? EA publishes Rock Band.
Maybe. I don't know.
Becomes the EA Partners thing.
Yeah.
Jigger.
I don't know, man. I mean, they're kind of a one-trick pony. Like I don't know like what kind of interest.
Dude,
They're not really a one-trick
Harmonix-
frequency, amplitude.
Yeah,
I mean, they have talented people.
I know, but they're like the music genre. Like it's fickle, man. You know, because like when you think about, first of all, Konami did all this stuff in the late '90s, early 2000s. No one gave a shit. You know what I mean? So like it's like it's all about timing and like how you develop your product or whatever. But at the same time, like. I think the music genre, like it needs innovation. It needs something. It's clear that, for instance, people don't really care about learning an instrument by playing a video game. Like I think that's pretty clear. You know, like because you can't. You know, it's impossible. Like you can't pick up. Like I think drums are pretty. I play drums and I think it's pretty close. I mean, it's a little different because the drum set's so confined. Where we're playing guitar and bass and stuff like that, you're not going to learn anything. You know, even on those Rise of the Sixth String games, or whatever. So I think they see the writings on the wall with. A company like that.
I wouldn't say that Harmonix it doesn't do like stuff that's unique though. I mean, they sort of pioneered almost all the music games we've seen today, like modern American developed music games. Not, I mean, yes, you're absolutely right. Japan did a ton of music rhythm stuff back in the day, but in terms of like the West, like what our Western perception of music games now, I would owe mostly to Harmonix. Because, I mean, they did frequency and amplitude. They started Guitar Hero. They were the ones that created, like, the plastic instruments. And, I mean, we're sick of them now, but that was so huge. And then they were the ones that moved on to Rock Band.
I don't deny that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't deny that, like, it was huge at one time. But when you think about something like DDR, which was awesome, like back in the day. Now it's like a shadow of its former self. No one really even cares about DDR anymore.
Right.
And like because like that didn't evolve, and like the plastic instrument thing must evolve into something else. I don't know what it is, but I really think. The people at MTV aren't stupid. They make Viacom, they make money, and so they know something's up. And I don't mean a one-trick pony in a negative way. I'm just saying like they can't do an action game to like kind of like diversify. They do music games. So
what if they did it where the guitar was the weapon?
I think that's Brutal Legend.
Oh yeah. All right, don't do that. Guess what?
Yes.
Clements.
Hello.
Final Fantasy XII's main character, Van, has been confirmed for the Dissidia sequel, Dissidia Dukaki.
There was a lot wrong with that statement.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's
but
wrong?
A lot right.
Tell me all about it.
No, it's fine. I think that the correct pronunciation is Von, not Van. That's okay. That's minor.
Okay, I guess.
And it's duodecum.
No, that can't be right now.
Yes.
It says Dukaki on here.
Tragically. Now, I'm sure listeners will write in if I am wrong, and I think I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've been told that duodecum is actually Latin for something, maybe for 12 or for a number, but duodecum means something. It's not just like a classic Square Enix, let's make up a word and name our game after it.
Gotcha.
But I might be totally wrong. This is Ryan Clements' speculation right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But this is exciting because you guys know how much I love Dissidia. So.
Speaking of readers writing in and calling you to task, which anyone can do at beyond@ign.com, our good friend Arvin did. And he wrote and said, on Podcast Beyond episode 129, Ryan said that if there was a Dissidia sequel, he would make out with everyone in the office. Has that happened?
That has not happened. Should we start it now?
Sure.
Right.
What number are you up to on men you've kissed in this office?
I only kiss cheeks.
Okay.
I don't do mouth kisses with people.
Okay. Your girlfriend, though.
My girlfriend.
You don't do mouth kisses with people, but you do them with
wait, all right. So
farm animals.
This is.
I say that to the special people.
No. I'm just because I'm very obsessive compulsive. I'm like paranoid of germs and stuff. So I don't do the lip kisses. I'll kiss you guys on the cheek any day.
Okay.
You can bring them on over here. I'll do it.
Well, we can
I'm going to save it for another day.
For the upcoming Podcast Beyond 200th video podcast, we'll do it all there.
All right. Well,
Arvin, write that down. Then
we'll
on
just
161.
make out on camera for 40 minutes.
Back to the Roper Report.
Yes.
NHL Game Center Live is now available through the PSN.
Yes.
The NHL service costs $169 a year, and gamers must pay an additional $9.99 to download the PSN the PSN program to stream their games through their PS3s as opposed to through their computers. PlayStation Plus users, however, can get the PS3 program for free. Colin,
it's awesome.
You're wearing your Islanders shirt today. From what I know, they're on a tear. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, they're
out
on
there
an 8-game losing streak, so they're really killing it right now.
I misread that. I'm sorry.
They're horrendous. I'm actually going to the Sharks Islanders game tonight, which is why I'm wearing this shirt.
Nice.
You're a fan though, right?
Oh, it's a huge fan.
Yeah.
I'm
you
one
have
of the
this,
5
right?
Islanders fans in the world right now.
You already had the NHL service to watch your computer?
Yeah, I have it. It's a great service because you can get the one on Comcast or whatever, but it's in standard def and it looks like shit. So I got the one on the computer that's in HD or whatever. And this is awesome news because I already have a subscription. I think if you buy it before the season even starts, it's cheaper than $169, but I could be wrong. And I'm a PlayStation Plus user, so I can.
Look at that! It all came together for you.
Yeah, so it's awesome.
All right.
I'm pretty excited, and I know a lot of our friends in the north, in that country they call Canada, they're also pretty happy about this.
I have a little comment to make.
Uh-oh.
So IGN listener and fan Bernard. Who
Bernard
brought not the
VP of video? No,
yeah.
it's not it.
But he is he like went to the meet and greet, and I think he's met you guys before. He goes to Damon's shows sometimes.
Oh, then yeah, I've met him.
Mm-hmm. And he signed up for PlayStation Plus, and he brought up a good point. So then you guys can help verify things because I'm actually not very familiar with this. When PlayStation Plus originally came out. Did they say that they were making updates and adding content on a bi-monthly basis?
Originally, they said weekly, and then shortly thereafter, they said, we're going to do it bi-weekly. We got ahead of ourselves. Every 2 weeks, we'll have an update.
Okay.
But even now, sometimes it's weekly. The big updates are every other week. That's why last week, remember, you got confused with the PSN update because you were like, oh, that's next week.
The problem is, and that I think he brought up a good point, is that he paid for a service that had informed him that it was going to be X. Mm-hmm. And then after he has paid, it turned out to be Y. And he was like really upset by that, actually. And we had like a big conversation about
the
this.
counter argument to it would be, is that technically, all it's changing is the frequency of the content he's getting. He's still getting the free mini, the free game, the free PS1 Classic. You know what I'm saying? He's still getting all that stuff. It's just now he's getting it in 2 batches rather than 4. So you still get what you're paying for, just not what it was, how it was coming. And I don't know how. I'm sure if you wanted to bring Sony in here, they'd point to their fine print where it was like subject to change at any time, or we never actually put in the terms of service that it was coming on a weekly basis.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I could totally understand why it would be upsetting.
Oh yeah,
and
I
that is a
understand.
shame.
We're tracking our investments, and even though Colin's way in the green now, I'm still in the red. Like I'm still trying to catch up.
All right, so here's the thing about.
Here we go.
I just need to say this because there's still a lot of PlayStation Plus, like people that just don't like. Sorry, I stole your marker.
You're a jerk.
All right, so. I just don't understand. I still don't understand the hatred of PlayStation Plus. They could still do the weekly updates or whatever, but I think that they wanted to do is make it like a more robust bi-weekly thing instead of putting like a free game every so often and then like a discount this week and whatever else. They wanted to just consolidate it, which is fine. I understand why he'd be upset or whatever. But what we're really looking at here is something that costs like $3 a month. And what you get for it is, especially if you got the 15-month thing for $50, it's like $3 a month. And you're getting like all of these great deals, including a free game like every 2 weeks or whatever, and like all these great discounts and stuff. I just, I don't understand why anyone would complain about that.
And they're putting good games up now.
Yeah, dude, Shatter is going to be free. You nuts?
I think. Well, here's the one thing he was upset by was that he noted this because I was talking about like, but there's a lot of really good games now, but he's like. He made a really good point. This is all for Bernard. This is the Bernard episode.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was like, I am such a PlayStation fan, and he's a big trophy whore, by the way. He already owns all the games that they're giving away for free, and he said, it seems to me like PlayStation Plus is not for the people that are really into the PlayStation Network, but the people that want to get into the PlayStation Network.
That's true. That's fair. I mean, I think that
was our complaint from the beginning.
Yeah, I do think it's for the hardcore because I think you don't have to. Hardcore isn't classified, I think, as how many games you have. It's like how interactive you or how you interact with the games you already have or whatever. Like, to be fair, like I have over, I guess it's like over 60 now PlayStation Network games, but I still got Burn Zombie Burn and Wipeout and all these other games that I didn't have, and I'm more engaged with the PlayStation Network than probably 99.9% of the people that use PlayStation, just because that's the nature of what we do or whatever.
Right.
And so I still think it's a good deal. Plus, like the discounts that got me into playing Cuboid and getting some DLC or even Super Stardust, which I never bought for some reason, was discounted. So. I think it's cool. It's a consumer program, and I agree with him. I didn't really see, like, for some reason, I didn't see that angle about it being really great for people that don't own anything, but I still think it's great for people that do own stuff.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring it up. Good discussion.
No, it was. We had one. We did it.
Yeah.
I'm still not thrilled with it. I mean, I think my love for it has definitely waned. Like, when we first started, it seemed like they were doing everything right, and then it was kind of like, now I haven't downloaded that much, but I knew coming in that was a risk. You know what I mean? I knew coming in that they'd be putting up games I already owned.
It suffers from Sony syndrome where they make big promises at the beginning and then it teeters off.
No, they made the same promises. Hold on, I take it back though because I did get into the Killzone beta.
That was mean. I was just kind of joking.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
It's kind of true. Just look at the PSP.
Yeah, PSP Go. Changing everything.
Yeah, PSP
Minis.
Go.
Yeah, there's plenty of things to point at and say you fucked up, Sony.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the handheld initiative is like all messed up.
Yeah.
But I think it's just you got to look at it as a piecemeal effect. You're not going to get your money back immediately when you look down the line. 15 like
I have no doubt that I'm going to break even.
It's going to be impossible. I don't care like how much if you buy a game a week, it is still going to be impossible for you not to make your money back on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Case closed.
Up next.
Case closed.
This is probably the biggest news of the week. Wet and Naughty Bear are both getting sequels. Wet 2 and Naughty Bear 2 will be developed by Behavior Studios, formerly known as Artificial Mind and Movement. There's no time frame for the release of either game yet. That's a shocker. Surprised.
Well, Naughty Bear shocks me. I thought Wet had potential, though I never actually played.
I remember Charles reviewing it and watching it play for a while.
I mean, it had some cool elements.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I will gobble up any game that has like a badass female main character.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's
but
awesome.
Naughty Bear surprised you as well.
Well, Naughty Bear. I mean, wasn't that a disaster?
It did not do well. It did not fare well.
That was a train wreck.
Yeah, it was.
It must have sold pretty well.
I guess.
I mean, well enough for them to do it. Like I said, I really love the idea behind Naughty Bear. Like, it's too bad the game didn't run better. It's just a really hilarious idea. Like, you're a bear, like, stalking a village of other stuffed animals, like, trying to kill them and like the most like breaking their alarm and like severing their phone lines, and so it's just hysterical. It's an awesome idea. It's just the game just doesn't run well. So if they can fix that engine, I think Naughty Bear 2 has potential or whatever.
I can't
think
wait for the press tours on that. I can't wait to be in a room with them and have them try to sell me on Naughty Bear. Or just, you know what I mean? How fun will that be? I hope they bring the bear to the office. I get to pose with them. Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know, dude. I think that like in the way I looked at Naughty Bear, and I think the reason I took to it was like when we're so inundated with shooters and trite action games and stuff like that. Like I just felt like this was something like
it's an original
cool.
idea. Yeah, I hear you. I can see that.
It just sucks that it was rushed. You know.
Speaking of original ideas, Darksiders, which shared no references or gameplay to any other game ever made. It was THQ's sleeper hit from 2010 that they barely acknowledged, according to Colin.
They didn't.
Yeah, it sold 3.1 million copies.
1.3 million.
What did I say? 3.1. 1.3. The
little
dyslexia came at me there. Sorry, 1.3 million copies. Darksiders 2 is forthcoming sometime in 2012. Getting close there. Are we going to even be around by the time this comes? The sequel will be apparently 25% longer and meatier than the first title, and will take place with a different character concurrent to the events in the original Darksiders.
And you were a fan of the original, right, Colin?
I played it for a little while. I mean, I thought it was cool. It's just there was so much shit coming out that like I couldn't.
I thought it was fine. Yeah.
I intend to go back to it. I just don't like. God, man, now we have Sly Collection in the office.
Yep.
So that's gonna take me, myriad hours. We got. We have, I saw Black Ops and all, I'm still messing around with Monopoly and stuff like that. I want to Platinum Vanquish. There's just so many things to do right now.
Ooh, Platinum Vanquish is going to be tough.
I already beat it on hard, so I think that's going to be the toughest thing to do.
All right, then.
Stay encrypted. You have 2 trophies left. If recent rumors are to be believed, the next Call of Duty game may take place in space. No one knows for sure if Sledgehammer Games or the gutted Infinity Ward will be, or already are, producing the next COD game, but Activision has registered websites for Future Warfare, Advanced Warfare, Secret Warfare, and Space Warfare. I hope it's Space Warfare. Call of Duty Space Warfare.
Oh my God. It's just
awful.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
And does that do anything for anybody?
No.
Actually, I would love to see what that would be like, but that's because I'm a
You like space?
I like space.
What if it was StarCraft? What if it was StarCraft 4?
Well, I would not want the gutted Infinity Ward, so to speak, to try and develop StarCraft.
Call of StarCraft.
Call of StarCraft.
I think it's going to be cool. I mean, I like the grittier style of the game. So I wish that they would start examining like these random historical events in the last 50 years, whatever.
In space?
Not in space. No. Like I think it would be cool to do like a Desert Storm one, or like all of our campaigns in South America during the 80s and stuff, like the covert stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff we have. Like everyone's like, oh, everything's been done. World War II and Vietnam. So there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been done. So
which is kind of sad if you think about it, that we haven't run out of war material to make games.
Yeah, it is a little sad. What about Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a quagmire. Nobody wants to go back there.
Vietnam was a quagmire, and we've been back there many times.
Yeah.
Well, we can rewrite history there and make it okay.
Mm-hmm.
Colin.
Yes.
I want new games.
Do you?
Yeah. Where could I go to find out what games are new in stores?
You go to
can buy.
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
By the IGN editors.
Oh, that was hot. I like that. All right, so it's a lighter week than we've been accustomed to the last few weeks, but there's some good stuff.
All right.
Obviously, Call of Duty Black Ops comes out.
I heard of this game. I played it.
Are you one of the 5.6 million people or whatever that's already purchased it?
No, I got mine from the copies they sent to the office.
Oh, okay.
But it's not even my copy.
Me
It's
too.
back into the office pool. You probably have the one I was playing.
No, Nate got me a copy
So
from
Geddes
them.
still has the copy I was playing.
Sly Collection comes out.
We just got it today.
Yes, 3 platinum trophies.
I'm excited for that
Yay!
one. I'm excited to go home and play that.
Colin's face lit up.
Have we looked at the trophy list yet?
I was going to say, I looked on it. So my experience with Sly is very limited, so I didn't really know if there was difficulties or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I was looking at them. It seems like if you're just thorough in collecting everything and buying all the upgrades and stuff, you're going to get Platinum 1, Platinum 2, and Platinum 3. You just got to spend the time necessary.
Good.
My God, I'm so happy for Colin.
And I'm fully intending on doing all of that.
Yeah.
Sing Star Dance.
Yeah,
you're messing
I got
around
that one. Hold on.
Oh.
We can do some reader mail right in the middle of it. You know how conversational podcast Beyond is.
Podcast Beyond, the conversational podcast.
If you want to be part of it, beyond at IGN.com. Just like JDog691 said, he said, hey, I just want to know when the SingStar Dance review is coming up and if Greg is reviewing it. Can we get some quick impressions? And if Greg's still accepting SingStar friend requests. We just got that in yesterday. I haven't put it in yet.
That's what she said. Sorry.
That was good. I was actually surprised by the song list. I remember what they were showing at E3 was old songs that had them. This was a new track list that actually had new stuff to the SingStar genre, which is cool. I still think the dancing, from what I saw at E3, was bunk bogus. So we'll see if that works. It's just waving the Wiimote.
Yeah.
It's there. I did it. Just waving the move. Just move. You don't have to actually be doing the move. You know. So we'll see what the final review is. But in a nutshell, I like the song list, so it might be worth it just for more songs. And also, we've updated the Podcast Beyond SingStar fan page group. You know, on SingStar, you can actually join up in clubs. I created it and then never went back to it again. So I was very surprised to come back and find 88 Podcast Beyond members. So
there you go.
Everybody else can come join us too.
Cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
There are 80 people that not only listen to the show, but are very specifically involved with SingStar.
It's involved enough, to jump on and make it.
That's strange.
I'm sorry. If
You
I can,
guys are strange.
if I can continue hijacking your segment for 1 second.
That's fine.
A lot of kids, I started getting some messages this week of kids who were pinging me for friend requests. And like, I can't believe I'm getting in. This is so great. And then I denied them. Because as you know, I add people. I'm like Colin now. I clear out my friends list.
Are you going to tell people why you have those open friends?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be vague about it. But
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, the problem is that I'm reviewing a game right now that has a bug that if I have 100 friends, it'll crash the game. So what I did is I cleared space so I can still play online and get the experience. So if you do not friend request me currently at the moment, I will deny it. You're wasting your time. And then next week, if it's done and everything's taken care of, I'll tell you to start requesting it.
Hopefully they patch it.
Yeah, they should be fixing it.
Is this the game with the...
Yeah, that's the one.
Gotcha.
Did they say that they were going to fix it? Other than that conversation,
we will see.
Okay.
I mean, they can't not. It's a problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. Okay. Are we?
Yeah. Now, sorry. Back to you.
Okay. Monster Jam: Path of Destruction comes out. I think that's maybe a monster truck game.
That's on PSP
and PS3.
No, PS3 version is not shipping yet.
Oh, it said it on the drop on the blog. The US
yeah,
blog.
they got tricked, just like I did.
Oh, okay.
Damon sends me a link to a game. It's an Activision value title. I say, I like the trophies on this. He says, can you review it? I said, sure. I go online to buy them all. The PS3 is delayed to like the end of the month. I'm like, mother effer, Damon. You got me good, Hatfield.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Apache Air Assault, that I've never even heard of, and The Fight Lights Out.
Apparently,
I heard that's the best game of the year.
Oh man!
I would stay away from
apparently, Apache Air Assault may or may not be from the same developers that did like Il Stormvik or whatever that game is, which Anthony said he liked.
Okay.
So I think that he was actually like a little bit excited about Apache.
Okay.
Good.
Cool. That's cool. I'm sure there are people out there that are going to dig. On PSP, Monster Jam: Path of Destruction, as has already been said, and Nights in the Nightmare.
Yeah.
That's Knights, K-N-I-G-H-T-S. Now, here's a quick thing I wanted to say. For some reason I read this. I never told anyone, so I'm just going to tell everyone now. I was reading about the word knight not too long ago, maybe about some Middle English.
Knight or knight?
Knight, like the knight with a sword.
Okay.
And apparently the K, and everyone's like, why is the K silent? Apparently in Middle English, people said knight.
Funny.
So that's why.
I would believe it. English language very messed up.
Yes. And nothing on PS2, so that's it.
All right. If I wanted to take some digital content and just rub it on my body, where would I go and what's out?
Well, probably a therapist, because that sounds really unhealthy and unnatural. But in terms of the PlayStation Store, this is what happened this week. We had the downloadable game Crescent Pale Mist.
I've played that as well.
Yes, Greg. I watched Greg play it. It was interesting.
It's $6 and it doesn't look like it's that good.
Yeah. There is
Look for a Clements review.
Yeah. In a long time.
It's $6. Some kid messaged me. He's like, "Oh man, I'm really excited about that game. I don't know much about it though. Should I get it or what's the review?" I'm like, "Dude, it's $6. If you go ahead and try it if you want." I say no, but
yeah. There is a ton of add-on content this week. It was amazing to look at this list. Highlights include that I think it's exclusive Assassin's Creed Brotherhood DLC.
Correct.
Right?
It's free too.
Copernicus Conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, you don't have the game
free.
yet, so you can't play it, but you can download it and be ready when the game comes next week.
This one is interesting. I want to actually read this because I haven't read it yet. DJ Hero 2 compatibility update for free. It says DJ Hero downloadable content update for DJ Hero 2. Download this free update and enable all original DJ Hero downloadable mix packs to be played in DJ Hero 2.
Look at that.
Now, I don't remember there being a lot of DJ Hero 1 mix packs.
There were, though. They're not a lot, but they exist.
Okay. There's also some split-second DLC, the Scott Pilgrim Knives Chow add-on. It was out this week, as well as some Mod Nation Racers content, and that's it for that. And let's see where else we got here. Oh, there's a couple interesting bundles. If you guys like the top-down shooters and the majiggers, there's a Soldner X2 Final Prototype Complete Bundle. This bundle contains the original game and the expansion pack.
Wait, quick. Do you remember coming over to my house and I played you the intro to Soldner X2?
And we left to hang out for a while and then came back and it was still playing.
So funny. So that game's awesome.
And also there, as Colin pointed out, Monster Jam Path of Destruction is also available in the digital front for the PSP. And there is a Knights in the Nightmare bundle with Yggdra Union, which is another Atlas, strategy game, for $29.99.
Cool.
Very interesting. Oh, and the PSP minis for this week.
What minis did Mr. and Mrs. Rubenstein crank out?
The minis for this week include Fort Commander 2 Counterattack. And also 3, 2, 1 Super Crash.
I know. No. It depresses me when I'm so busy I can't download awesome minis like that to see how terrible they are.
Yes, or how amazing they are.
How terrible.
You never know.
Yeah, I know.
Boo, 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 boo.
That's the outro?
No, that was the more you know.
Oh.
Yeah. Was I off key?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't do it again.
Da, 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 da.
That's it, obviously, yes. Before it was like you're underwater singing a song.
Handicapped walrus.
I think you meant disabled walrus, Clements.
I guess. Was that more politically correct?
I hate politically correct.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't mean any offense. I was just trying to be funny.
All the walruses out there.
Yeah, it's all the walruses.
Real quick, while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to give away a Costume Quest code, so I have to give them all away at the end of the show. 4CBD, P5, N3, KJQP. Pick of the week. Pick of the week. Pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
What do you think it is, Colin Moriarty?
I don't think
I think Black Ops, I guess. Right?
Oh, well, it's got to be 3, 2, 1 Super Crash.
Here's the dilemma we're in, I think.
Or Sly Collection.
Exactly.
Ooh.
I think Sly Collection sounds great on paper. Three great games. Everybody loves the Sly games. Remastered, HD, 3D, move controls, trophies. That all sounds great. Problem is, we literally just got those copies in today. I believe they're just getting to GameStops and stuff today, too. Some people got them in early, but most didn't. So we can't really say anything about the game.
Right.
So we'll say it's an honorable mention. Maybe be careful. I can't imagine they effed it up, right? They can't have screwed this up, hopefully. But yeah, Black Ops then.
We did mess with it at E3 a little bit, and it felt fun. So.
Yeah, but, we messed with a lot of games in previews. We're like, this game's going to be great! This game's trash.
I was cracking up this morning because Nate I guess he was just finishing up some sort of Black Ops coverage or something because he had been playing it at his desk. And the music in that game was cracking me up. I'm sure I would like it in context, but I'm just sitting there and all I hear is like... And then I hear like some gunfire, like, we're all gonna take it up. It's amazing.
That music, they like to ramp up that music.
Oh, it's
when
hilarious.
Shit's going down, as they say, and then Ice Cube starts yelling stuff. And you're like, Ice Cube, you're in Friday.
Mr. Cube.
What's up? Clements has amended the schedule here, and it says Greg takes off his shirt.
Yes.
But we will not be doing that segment this week. Again, for a podcast beyond 200, video extravaganza, I'm sure I'll take off my shirt.
Nice.
Trophy tips. This is where we give you some tips on how to get some trophies. Just
Baby.
You got anything, Colin?
Yes.
Okay, hit me with it.
So I'm borrowing Bromley's PlayStation 3. Wake up,
I'm
Clements.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
For God's sake.
I was just kidding.
I know. And he has a few games. So I mentioned NHL Arcade last week.
Yeah,
now, what I
should
started
do that.
playing this week is Hasbro Family Game Night.
Oh, yeah, I have that.
And that one's, takes a little time, maybe 5 hours total. I haven't done them all yet, but you can manipulate all the trophies out of that.
Do I have a platinum? You wouldn't know. Why am I asking you?
I don't know. And there is a platinum in that one.
Yeah,
There's
I can't
only
remember
one
if I
online
have it,
trophy
though.
just to play any game online.
Yeah.
It's a bronze.
Yeah,
so we can actually do that together.
I remember the only one that wanted me to kill myself was Connect 4 for some reason. Connect 4 for some reason is really tough to get those trophies.
Connect 4.
That's the one I remember. It might have just been that I had been playing it for hours and hours and hours, and then I got to that point, and that's what really wore me down. I don't think I ever got the platinum in it because I think I burned out on doing it. That was during the Trophy Horror War.
Yeah, so I've done Battleship in like half of Boggle. So I'm like,
Battleship's awesomely easy. Yeah, that one was great.
I didn't realize. So it's just Connect 4. That's a part of Hasbro Family Game.
Yeah,
there's a bunch
it's
of
like
games.
Sorry,
It's not like
Boggle
a standalone.
No.
Is that so? Is it good? Hasbro Family
It's fine
Game
if you
Night?
want to play those kind of games. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Because I was
fun.
actually recently I was in a I can say it later.
No, it's conversational podcast.
Conversational podcast. Recently, I was I had my my mom was visiting me from across the country, which is great.
Buffalo, New York, home of Buffalo
New
Wings.
York, and my girlfriend was also came because her and my mom are really close, so we all hung out together, and it was great. And they were like, hey, why don't we play a video game together? It'll be fun.
Sure.
It'll
You start
be like
blowing the heads off things.
and then I had no idea. Like I looked through my collection, I was like, I don't have any really music. I don't have any of the plastic instrument games, which my mom might actually be able to do. I don't have any singing games because she's a singer. I could do that. So I like ended up throwing in Little Big Planet, and they just barely got through the first level.
Yeah.
It was
You're
rough
like,
times.
"Alright."
It was rough times
about
in that
Flower?
first. Well, Flower's only one player though.
Oh, you wanted them to play together.
Yeah. So that would have been perfect because anybody, we don't have board games in my apartment, but we could have played the
Interesting,
video game
huh, Colin?
It is interesting. Well, I think Flower would have been good for one of them at a time, just because it says press any button.
Well,
Any button.
The funny thing is that actually my girlfriend tried to play Flower, and it was a little too hard for her.
Really?
She is absolutely not a gamer, which is totally fine. And I tell her this all the time. But it's
unacceptable.
No.
You
But
change.
it was. I think it's the kind of thing where she probably would have needed to practice to get the hang of it.
I hear you. My girlfriend likes certain games. Like, she loves Super Stacker on PlayStation.
Oh,
4.
yeah,
She
yeah.
loves that game. Like, when I was like, before I sent my PlayStation into Sony, I was going through and getting all my saves, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't need Super Stacker saves. She's like, get the Super Stacker save. I'm like she's sitting there like writing a paper, and I'm like, oh, all right. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but it's hard to find friendly games, I guess, that are in the core, as we would say,
Right.
for the.
Colin's been
folks.
reviewing all the Monopoly games.
Yeah.
And me and him always have this argument because he's always like, just buy the Monopoly. I don't know why you sound like Woody Allen, but anyways, he's like, buy the $10 game of Monopoly, and I'm like, no, people like playing them on their systems. It's easier to
Well,
set up and play it.
I didn't say that about Monopoly Streets.
I know.
I said that if you were going to play locally multiplayer, that makes absolutely no
There
sense.
you go. Thank you.
How is the Monopoly PSN game?
It's not a PSN game; it's a retail game.
It's a retail game.
Oh my dad, that's right. Is it good?
I gave it a 7.5. I like it a lot.
I like Monopoly. I thought it was cool.
It's just Monopoly, basically, right?
Yeah, but you can play
do
online
it.
and stuff.
Yeah, you can do streets and you can change all the rules and stuff.
The coolest thing about it was, like obviously there are house rules like free parking and stuff like that, but it also gave you like the niche games that Monopoly nerds like to play, like Jackpot and like all Three Dice and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Which is cool, and that's why I didn't give Monopoly on DS a good score, because it's literally Monopoly on a friggin' Nintendo DS with no online play. So it's like, oh. Cool.
You guys want to play Monopoly?
Yeah, you have to. You can pass it around. It's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
great, guys.
That's a good idea. That's what handhelds need. Buzz did it. That's fine.
I'm ready to have like a big old sandwich.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
You want a urinal sandwich?
What do you?
Hey, what do you want in a sandwich?
Time for topic of the week. Topic
Ooh,
of the
I'm
week.
excited. This is the surprise.
It leads into mail call as well. As you know, everyone, it's November, which means Thanksgiving's coming, which means there'll be no podcast beyond in 2 weeks, which means
Really, we're not gonna
holiday-
do one maybe on a Wednesday or something like that.
I'll be gone already. I'll leave Tuesday night.
Oh, okay.
And if Clements comes with me, we can
could
do it from Chicago.
We could do a fireside chat.
Ooh, I did like the fireside chat.
Not a bad idea. I do enjoy listening to you guys talk when I'm not here. Anyways, we're running out of shows for the year. Calendar year is ending. And our good friend Andrew Cullen made sure that he listed all of the Podcast Beyond 2010 predictions we made. And he's here to check up on the score. Most of these are locked down, but there's a chance things can float around.
Okay.
So here comes Andrew. Hey, man, I just finished the 2010 prediction list, at least as it stands now. Enjoy. Here are the current standings with annotations. And then he says, good job again, by the way.
Wait. Can I just ask you a question real quick? Are these predictions from the prediction episode, or are these predictions like a list of all of the heinous shit we've said over the entire
this
year?
is the prediction. This is the prediction episode where we all sat down and picked 3 predictions.
Okay.
So Ryan,
Yes.
you have 1 point.
This is gonna be a disaster.
You have 1 point on the
I do
standings
have
board.
1 point.
Yes.
Okay.
Your correct prediction: no Uncharted 3 info this year, despite unofficial confirmations by prominent voice actors and a fake Amazon listing comprised of architecture student fan art. There's been no official announcement of Uncharted 3.
Okay.
Hold on, though. I still we'll see about that. We'll
Okay.
see.
You think it might hit?
Well, when we get to my predictions, you'll see mine. And then we'll
Okay.
see what happens. It's possible, though. That's your point, though. So
Okay.
hang your hat on that. Hope nothing happens in December.
Okay.
The ones you struck out on. The Last Guardian will be released in December. No, it's Q4 2011. Kingdom Hearts Birth by
I was a
Sleep.
little off.
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep will be detailed and officially announced for the U.S. at E3. Nope, it was done on March 16th, not at E3. So that's where you struck out on yours.
Sorry, bud.
Colin,
It's okay.
Oh man.
you have 1 point for sure, possibly 1.5 if we want to give half credit.
Okay.
And I say we can probably give half
All
credit.
right.
The one you nailed, PS3 will not be mentioned. Andrew's commentary to date, there has been no mention of the device. It's rumored to transcend space and time.
Yeah.
That
That was the obvious one, though.
Here's your possible half credit.
Wait, PS3 will not be mentioned?
PS4, I'm sorry.
PS4.
A PlayStation 4.
We
will
haven't
not
mentioned
be.
PlayStation 3 in a year.
I was going to say, I'm really confused right now.
I'm glad you caught that, because I didn't even
Yeah,
catch it.
yeah.
Go
So he was saying no mention of from Sony.
Gotcha.
of PlayStation 4. Colin's prediction that he maybe gets half credit on. Twisted Metal is in development, announced at E3, released in October.
Man, I was close, though, wasn't
If you
I?
would have just shut your yapper, you would have been fine. It was announced at E3, but it's slated for 2011. Colin, the one you missed out on for sure was Ratchet and Clank Ratchet and Clank Collection will be announced at E3 and released this fall. That did not happen. Sly, though.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
I tried.
You're close.
I tried.
You also have.
That was really close.
You did a fourth here, but it's not. I don't think it can count. It says Mega Man 10 gets IGN Game of the Year. Andrew's commentary on that is, how is that looking, Colin?
Not good.
No. And then we come to me, Greg Miller. I have 2 points. So as long as nothing happens, I'm going to be sitting pretty come January 1.
All right.
The first one I predicted was Infamous 2 trailer at E3. Andrew says yes, and it was awesome except for the Jersey Shore-esque character redesign. Then I said Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker will be delayed until after May in America. Yep, it was delayed until June 8th in North America.
Look at you.
How did you know that?
I didn't have insider information on that. I just did not feel it was coming along. And then here's the one I've struck out on, and this is what I think the Uncharted 3 and me could be in line with. News will be released on Uncharted PSP. That has not happened. I still think there's a chance. If they start talking about PSP 2, they won't, obviously. This is not going to happen. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't think so.
Andrew's commentary on this is, though Evan Wells expressed interest in a handheld iteration of their flagship series, there is currently no word on a portable Nathan Drake. I still think when we see PSP 2, that's when they'll have something for it.
Interesting.
So probably 3.
Now,
if that's when they do PSP 2.
I do want to say I think I deserve a point and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because you
Maybe a point and 2/3 actually.
I know.
Because
Yeah.
Because the Ratchet and Clank collection, like you just got the wrong franchise. But you totally called
Yeah,
like
he doesn't
them.
get any points for
No,
that.
not for that. I
his
think that's
Twisted
a
Metal.
loss. But the Twisted Metal
No, I
one.
know, but still, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, he almost got it. If he had just chosen a different franchise. Oh my goodness.
All right. That's
Yeah.
what I have to say to that.
All right.
You can shut your yapper too.
Are we making predictions now?
No, we'll do that in the first episode of the new year.
Okay,
How's that sound?
that's fine.
Get Jim Riley in here. Maybe he'll go.
That's it. That's it for Toe.
That was it. Yeah. You want to talk about the predictions?
No, it's
we got listener mail.
Yeah, we can read more. We can read more mail then.
We're running normal showtime. Yeah.
Let's do the damn thing.
All right, let's do it. Reader mail. Remember, if you want to contact Podcast Beyond, do it at beyond@ign.com. We read everything and choose the sum of them onto a piece of paper and then don't read them. We read what we can. You know, that's how it goes. You know what
I
I'm
do.
saying?
So I just went through my my list of songs that I have and seeing if I had any songs that start with Beyond, and I do. Should I put it on real quick? No?
What?
Later?
Nope, no,
I don't
do
know.
we
Just
want-
thought it was funny.
I don't understand what we're doing. Do we ask for a song?
No, just I was thinking Beyond, and I like had my phone in my hands, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if I have any songs that have Beyond in the title.
Well, now you have to do one, I guess, while we do some stuff, all right? We're going to do some quick fire questions from Don. How about that? Colin,
Yes.
in Mass Effect 2,
Uh-huh.
who did you use in your squad?
I stuck it with Jacob and Miranda pretty much exclusively.
I'd like to take you on a nostalgia trip.
Ryan,
Excuse me.
are you a fan of the Devil May Cry series?
Yes.
Don obviously does not listen to the show at all.
Yes, obviously.
I'm upset now, Don. You have offended me. I did not read ahead in this question.
Somewhere.
And then he says, Greg, in terms of the games, what was your biggest letdown this year? Again, I didn't read ahead. What was my biggest letdown this year, huh? Colin, what let me down? What did I not enjoy this year that I thought I would enjoy more than I enjoyed?
What didn't you enjoy?
I don't know. Yeah. I didn't have
Blood Drive.
I did not enjoy. I didn't hate Blood Drive. Though. In terms of the game, my biggest letdown: DC Universe getting delayed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy
Oh,
it
yeah.
happened. I'm happy it happened. But right now, I can be playing that every time when I go home. That is heartbreaking to think about. That I would have taken 2 weeks off, I'm sorry, 2 days off last week.
I hear you on
I've been
that.
at home playing games.
Been a lot of bad delays.
Living in the DC Universe for a change. It breaks my heart. Hey, Colin.
Yeah.
We got a thanks here.
Oh, okay.
Not at all anything about a question.
Oh, okay.
It's from Jonathan. He says, Dear Beyond Crew, I just wanted to give a heartfelt thanks to Colin for his work on the Mafia 2 guide. Because of his hard work, I was able to rent the game and platinum it in a weekend.
Ooh.
I would never have been able to find the 159 impossibly hidden wanted posters without your help, especially that one on the chimney. It's people like you that make my gaming hobby all the more enjoyable. Keep on beyonding.
Thank you. I'm glad the guide helped you out. Yeah, that one on the chimney was
It's insane.
effing ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know who the hell thought that was a funny thing to. First of all, these wanted posters are hidden in the stupidest effing places, dude. Like, it's like, we really want to find this guy, so we're gonna paste a fucking wanted poster on the back of a person's porch in his backyard. I'm sure a lot of eyes will get on that one. And we're gonna put one on the chimney on top of a building that you have to drive off of a trestle and fly onto the roof and crash into the chimney so you don't fly off the other end of the building, and then look at the wanted poster.
I still think my favorite. I haven't even played Mafia 2, but I still think my favorite Mafia 2 memory is when I like was looking at your desk at the time that it happened, but you like tried to cut through a patch of bushes. You just nailed this person's like.
Oh, they were like sitting at a table like eating.
Like a garden on their lawn, and you like come through the bushes. You just plow this family over. Oh my God.
I like that game. I think Greg scored it perfectly.
What, 7?
Yeah, 7.
Good. I'm playing some DLC and previewing it today. The new Joe Adventures.
Oh, I didn't know there was any more DLC.
Yeah, they're bringing out more stuff. Cool. Look for a preview today when I get around to it. Kevin Brock writes in, and Clements, you might have some input on this one. It says, Beyond, I was wondering how you all approach scoring a game in a new genre or style, Connect for example, that has never been made before. Since there are no games to compare it to, is there a concern of over/underrating a game? Ryan, you were part of the Connect and Movatoriums.
Yes.
You were on both things there.
Yes.
For Move, for sure, when they came out, we sat down and had a very dedicated conversation of how we were going to cover these. You know what I mean? That these are games not aimed at the normal IGN reader who's buying StarCraft and pre-ordering God of War. These are people that are trying to get into games. They just want to know, is it good? How does it work? And we were very general about it, I think.
And I think that also there's an important point to be made that the dedicated gamer will also be curious about if it's worthwhile.
You have to be able to provide enough information.
And with Connect, that's just an easier example for me because we just wrapped up all our Connect coverage.
Yeah.
And I reviewed like 5 Connect games in that time. It's just something that actually happened very organically and naturally for us here in the office. It was also helped because we chose very specific people and kept the pool of editors that were reviewing Connect small so that we could talk easily. So it was really just me, Arthur, and Jack. And it was the 3 of us, and then Fran pitched in with a review too. But it was mainly the 3 of us, and we just constantly, the verdict. We constantly talked about the games and how we thought about them, how we thought about the tech behind it, and honestly, it's not as hard as you might think because I'm a gamer. I know. Yeah.
Are you?
And I know I am a little bit, and I know what I would want from a technology like that, and so I'm just it's just my opinion on it. But, of course, it's good to contextualize and to think about what sort of people will be interested in the software. So
Interesting.
Yes.
Here's another Costume Quest code. 577B3QNLDPRQ. Up next, it's Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Phil might be a little confused as to what show he's writing into. Is there any chance that the DLC for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood on PS3 will eventually come to the Xbox 360? Do you know anything new on that? I have both consoles, but I'm not sure what to get it for.
Shut up, Phil.
On the one hand, the free DLC is a big bonus, but on the other hand, I generally prefer the Xbox 3 controller.
Don't even answer that question.
Phil, come on, man.
Get out of here.
The problem with it is simple. How much Xbox exclusive DLC do you need? Let the PS3 have its moment, all right? It gets trounced at all these Rockstar games getting everything before them. Give them a chance.
Yeah, we don't even get the Fallout DLC yet.
Fallout, there's the other one too. Yeah. So I'm sure at one time it will eventually come over.
No, of course. Yeah. That's what I think I said to you. If it's as quote unquote exclusive as the Fallout 3 DLC, we'll get it in June. So, but it's still a disappointing wait.
Interesting.
Because I'll be long done with New Vegas by then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't like that. You don't like that at all.
But I want those trophies.
Yeah, you do. Another Phil writes in. I don't think it's the same Phil.
Okay.
But because the text is different. This one came in a
Same
non-HTML email. Well, I don't keep the emails.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to say these are different Phils. I don't care if they are the same person. I was just wondering on your thoughts on regarding the inability to change one's PlayStation user network ID, your PSN name.
Right.
I'm not sure many listeners can sympathize with the feeling. I'm sure many can regret over an ID that seemed like a good decision at the time. Blah 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 blah. I've said it before on other shows. No, don't be stupid. Don't make your name balls on chin if you're going to be dumb. Kids need to learn about responsibility now and how they're.
I've seen some great names though. The Harry Danglers that I used to play Wolfenstein with. Yeah, Long Don Silver.
And he's got a girlfriend and he's an adult. He's fine.
Yeah. He's a grown ass man. Now here's the thing. I actually think it does suck that people can't change their names or whatever.
Really?
For instance, I'm Moriarty IGN. Now, if I ever didn't work at IGN, I would actually keep that name because I've been with IGN for a long time, freelancing and writing. So I mean, I'll always be part of this family. But I do understand if people have a shitty name they don't want anymore, or they want to just change things up. They should be given that option. As far as I understand, the Japanese PSN does let you change your name, so it's possible to do, and I imagine they'll let you do it. It'll probably be a PlayStation Plus thing eventually.
I don't know, man. If it hasn't happened yet, That's
It's just like
one
it's
of
silly.
those-
It's like if they're gonna let this PlayStation Network transcend PSP 2 and the future PlayStation 4 and stuff like that, they have to eventually give people
That's
options.
a good point. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you should be able to change it when you redo the next system. I
You know,
guess.
10 years ago, so, you know, like when the PlayStation 4 comes out, some guy made it like Spyro fan or something like that, and he has to be like Spyro fan when he's a grown ass man with kids and shit.
I'm still
It's a grown-ass man.
I've had the same aim
Spyro
forever.
fan 89.
I've had the same aim since grade school, Superboy. I don't care. You know what I mean? Granted, I work in an industry and a job where I can still be like, oh, I love Superboy.
Remember when you can only use 10 characters on AIM names?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
I remember like there was a 10 character max, and my first AIM name was like Drax Curse or something like that from
That was dumb.
Castlevania 3.
Yeah.
Nice.
Glad you got rid of that.
Oh, thanks.
Omar writes
like it.
in. He says Beyond from Pakistan.
Beyond.
Beyond
I
from
wonder
America.
how you say hello in that language.
Beyond.
Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, is Greg still planning on breaking the GTA 4 Guinness World Record? This is something we get once in a while in the mailbag. No. If anyone remembers, last year around this time, I think, some kid in India got a bug up his butt to say, I'm going to go set the GTA 4 record. And he said it like 40 hours. And I was like, I'm bringing that record back to the States. I can easily stay up for 48 hours. Don't you sweat it. And then while I was talking to Guinness and sorting this all out, some kid in like Indiana did it. And I was like, all right, he defended America's honor. I don't
enough.
need to.
Fair enough.
I'm going to bed.
You
I
could
don't
have
play.
given India something. Come on.
No,
on.
not. If it was an impressive, I've stayed up for a week playing GTA 4. All right, cool, good job, India.
that's
You're
not-
fine.
I don't know if
You
that
don't
would
get
be-
on there and brag because he was bragging in the press release about it. Oh, maybe I'll stay up for 48 and a little bit late. Come on, India kid. Don't push my buttons. All right? You don't come over here and you don't start saying you can play video games for 40 hours and that's some giant feat, all right? Colin and I play 40 hours every day.
Before you were born.
Hey, Colin.
Yes.
Rodney says, I recently got into a friendly debate with a couple of friends on the subject of who is a better villain, Dr. Wily or Dr. Eggman.
Oh my God, this is
Both
even a
have similarities. I was just wondering which villain you/the Beyond crew think is better.
Wily, of course. He's like probably the best villain of all time.
Yeah, I
False.
like, I'm a huge Sonic fan, and seriously, Dr. Robotnik is his real name too, not this Eggman garbage.
Yeah.
He just freaking flies on a little ball all the time and swings things at you. And then I do enjoy that he boxes these animals up, and then, it's so easy to let them be free again. That's nice. I wish all bad people were that easy.
Yeah. I'm not saying Wily's like, Wily's devious. He's a moron, but he tries. And there's a story with Wily. He was friends with Light. He helped Light build Mega Man and Proto Man and Roll and stuff like that. So, and he keeps trying. God damn it, he does try. He's built like what 90 something Robot Masters at this point.
God damn it,
And
he tries.
and he's an escape artist. I mean, he goes to prison and then he escapes every single time he
Like
goes to
Pinky
prison.
in the Brain, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. No Pinky. All right, we're done.
All right.
Tanner writes in, I played New Vegas with my friend at my house. Sorry. He took the game and the save back to his house to play, but the trophies earned on my system did not show up on his. Is this fair? Yes, Tanner.
What?
You're playing under one PlayStation profile. You can't be. If that was the case, we'd be downloading saves all over the place just to get trophies.
At
And
least
that would
before
break.
at least before the Great Trophy Treaty. of
Exactly.
2010.
Exactly. And that would ruin the sanctity of trophies. If you could just earn them just that easy.
Yeah, just willy nilly.
Yeah,
just
no,
picking them out of the
you're-
air like.
You're talking about the sanctity of trophies?
Yeah, well,
no.
when I'm using glitches, I always thought that was fine. That's fine, but you can't be hacking. That's the whole reason.
That's
I'm
not
on
fine
PSP.
anymore.
It's not fine. We have a treaty. I have to earn it. You can't use debugs.
Broken treaties lead to wars.
What did that even do? What did that even do to us? I don't even know what that would do. All right, final question comes from Alfonso. It's not even a question so much as a story. So I took like 4 Advil PMs the other day and just finished watching Arrested Development, which always gives me weird dreams. And I had a dream Greg and I were in the world where Shadow of the Colossus took place. We were just standing next to each other watching a giant colossi, and I turned to Greg asking if you'd ever played Shadow of the Colossus. He said yes, and then asked me. I said no. Then you said that was too bad, and that was the end of that. So is this a sign from God telling me that Greg should buy me the HD remakes? I'm an atheist, but I would think so. No, I'm not going to buy you free games.
Cool
Alfonso.
story, bro.
It was a cool story. But you should play those games. I still haven't beaten Shadow. I wholeheartedly plan to for trophies.
Yeah, we gotta wait now.
Yeah, in HD. That's the problem, right? Is that I brought it home and then all the stuff started leaking about it. I was like, oh, I want to play it in HD.
Yeah, you can't. There's not time for that bush league kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know.
That is the end of Real Reader Mail. Remember, you can get us at beyond@ign.com whenever you feel the need. Before we go, we have 2 birthday shout-outs that people wanted. How
Oh,
about
good.
that? You
I
wanna do some
printed out
birthdays?
one
Which one's yours?
from Kylie.
Okay, I got that too.
Okay.
So here we go. The first is from Ugly Machine. Beyond, hey guys, this is Ugly Machine. I have a small favor of you. If you guys remember your intellectual reader mail in the past podcast, you might remember someone called Jean-Pierre, who sent in a question asking if video games were recession-proof. Now this gentleman happens to be my boyfriend and is turning 25 on November 16th. I love that Ugly Machine is like, oh, and my boyfriend's Jean-Pierre. I am Ugly Machine. I was wondering if you guys could take a few seconds to wish him a happy early birthday, depending on if you remember, blah, 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 blah. Of course, Ugly Machine. Jean-Pierre, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
From Podcast Beyond.
To you.
That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Kylie writes in and says, hey, Jim. She sent this to Jim before.
Oh, I have the one that she sent to us.
Oh, okay,
Read
there
this
you
one.
go.
Here.
Okay.
So it won't be tainted by.
I don't understand why she reached out to Jim all scared, like we wouldn't do
Well, yeah, because I mean, we do miss
like we
a lot
don't
of.
read the mail.
Let me see. Let me see her.
every
Let me see the one she
frickin'
sent to
mail.
Jim while you read the other one.
All right, yeah, it's kind of upsetting. Not really. Hello again. My name is Kylie. I was wondering if you could give a happy birthday to my boyfriend Brian. We are both longtime listeners to Beyond and all of the IGN podcasts. I know it would be very awesome for him to have y'all give him a birthday greeting. His gamer tag is The Dark Albino. His PSN ID is The Dark Albino, all one word. You may remember him from the Extra Life Marathon playing Rogue Warrior with Jim Riley. Thanks for helping me make this birthday the best. Beyond!
Beyond.
Hey,
Happy birthday.
Dark Albino, happy birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday
All
to
right.
you, friend.
Also, that's going to be our PSN hit of the week.
Oh, good. I'm glad we got one in there.
Yeah.
We stuck it in.
The Dark Albino.
That's multitasking.
All right, so here we go. This is the big part of the
Oh,
show.
okay.
No, go.
I was just going to say, I know this is completely irrelevant, but Kylie actually has a ridiculously amazing Avatar costume that she wore for Halloween, where she like did full body makeup and everything.
Interesting.
I don't know how. I think it's because Jim was his usual self and like went and like looked her up or something. I
That's how
probably
we find
shouldn't
out
say
about
that on the
Too
air.
late.
Yeah,
Whatever, it's
but-
the internet.
Yeah, it's
Everything
the
leaves a
internet.
trail.
Anyway, no, I mean, I do that sometimes. Sometimes if we get where they'll use their full name, I'll like look up and see what kind of person they are. But
Yeah.
Kylie had this like ridiculously awesome Avatar outfit. So way to go on that. That looked so cool. I was
Cool.
a fan. I was
Awesome.
a fan.
Good. Rounding out the show, we're back to the freebies here. As you know, Podcast Beyond loves games, and we love to give you really good games. So today we're giving out God of War, Ghost of Sparta, thanks to Sony, an awesome PlayStation PSP portable game. Sometimes I just start talking and I don't know where I'm going to go until I get there. It's a great PSP game. We gave it a 9.5. I'm playing it. It's great. It's a really solid one. They gave us a whole bunch of codes, and I'm going to get to how you get the rest of them here. But here's two more for you. F7, JE, D6, N4, 6B, MJ. The next one is 69, R5, 7D, NM, MDAB. Up next, Costume Quest. A delightful download I talked about last episode from Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I was late to the party on this one. Totally cute, totally great little RPG. 4 hours long. It's the right amount of humor, right amount of length, right amount of fun costumes and Halloweenness. From THQ and Double Fine Studios. Amazing. I hope they do one for every holiday. So
That'd
the
be cool.
Christmas one's coming up pretty quick. Get cracking on that one. The codes I have for that one: HCAG, 9QNF, L8FE, followed by 5 T7N, QKN 5, LLLJ.
Oh man, your
You make
case
it
is
like
gonna
really
mess people up.
hard for people.
Well, yeah,
to-
they
It
gotta
should be
jump
hard.
through-
no, I mean
jump
it's
through
great. It's funny.
Now here's the thing: we've been giving away codes here for the last few shows. We've had a Little Big Planet beta. We've had the Killzone beta. A lot of good stuff people want. These games also you want. They're great. But people always freak out, right? That I'm not giving them away fairly. You read them off in the show. You know that only benefits the 5 people. And then what we do is we usually post a dozen or so on the Podcast Beyond IGN page. You go to IGN.com. You find the Podcast Beyond. Click on it there. You can download the episode you're already listening to, but that's where we list all the codes. Kids freak out. They go, "Oh, I'm not a kid. I have a job, and I'm at work, and I don't get to download this because you posted it."
Which
you know,
is a fair
4 in the afternoon.
fair concern.
True, except for the fact that, you know, I want you to come to IGN.com, and I'm trying to get you to come to the Podcast Beyond page when it goes up. This is like a TV show. Anyways, here's the new way we're going to solve this problem, right? We're breaking the codes up now into 2 batches. So when this podcast went live on Thursday, as it always does, around 4 in the afternoon is usually when we post, I put in 8 codes. 8 codes for the different games are up on that page right now. At 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm putting up the rest of the codes. So the kids who are at home, or the adults that are home, I call everybody kids, don't be a jerk about it. The kids who are at home, they get to download them at 4. Oh, there's codes, blah, blah, blah. You wait, you start refreshing at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There you go. There's going to be new codes up there. You have a chance. You're at home. You're not at work anymore.
There you go.
And if you still are at work, I'm sorry. Thank you for helping the economy run. But this is what we have to do.
Right.
You should always download your podcasts.
2 different times. That's Pacific Standard Time for each.
You can easily find it as a top story on ps3.ign.com. I have, of course, Twitter at GameOverGreggy and put it on my wall at Greggy-IGN, which is my IGN. You should all join my IGN. Come to IGN. And there's plenty of warning when this is about to happen. So there's plenty of ways to figure it out. You can follow me, Twitter, GameOverGreggy. Ryan, Pwam Cider. Mm-hmm. Colin, No Taxation. Mm-hmm. We all tweet now. We all tweet quite a bit, and we enjoy talking to you, so please contact us there. And send us emails at beyond@ign.com. I'm done. I've had enough of the show.
That was wow. Let's not get disgusted. That was a fine show. I really enjoyed it.
If I could float through walls right now, I would just float up through the ceiling to my desk. I'm done with the show.
Wait, you mean like Bolt? Wow, what was his name?
Jason Bolt or no? What's his name? Oh man, this is a GameScoop reference that's falling flat.
No.
But Mr. Bolt, made of pure electricity, whose name tag. Go listen to last week's GameScoop. We had a good conversation.
That was a classic. That was a good I enjoyed that.
Ryan, lead me home.
Okay, I got this email that I was very excited to read on the show. This is collectively coming from the Velvet Chameleon, which I love that name.
That's a good name.
But it's coming from one particular band member. I've been listening to this podcast since episode 1 and have loved every single installment. We appreciate that. I love how much work and awesome you guys put into every episode, even if you guys are just doing what you love. And how fitting is it that you allow your listeners to give something back by doing something they love? Perfect. Me and my band, the Velvet Chameleon, would love to share some tracks with you guys. Feel free to use them on the podcast. Love what you guys do. The Velvet Chameleon is a Vancouver-based band that, above everything, loves to create and share music. I'm going to play a track of theirs called Cluster Funk.
Oh!
That's cool. I was a big fan of this track. As I've said, I think on last episode, I love the music that you guys send in. All listeners, it's fantastic. I'm very sorry I can't play everything. We actually have been getting tons of submissions recently. It's been very exciting.
Submitted at beyond@ign.com.
Submitted at beyond@ign.com as an attachment. But yeah, here's Cluster Funk by Vancouver-based Velvet Chameleon. Beyond. The show's actually still recording. I totally wasn't.
What?
I wasn't ready. I wasn't
Welcome
ready
to
with the
Podcast
button.
Beyond, episode 162.
No!
Today we're giving away Gran Turismo 5 copies.
To jump and fly. How about we just hold her up high? So I lay down, my dear. Oh, let me die. So I lay down, my dear. Oh, and get high. So Sun living, it's my fault. all the stress, yeah. Sun living.